Court is in session and cause number 327-470 and cause number 327-478-1. Both cases are style of state of Texas versus Herbert Sidney Howard III. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Howard?
No, fine.
That's good. Mr. Howard, you're here represented by your attorney Ryan Matuska. Attorney Matuska, how are you doing?
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. Mr. Matuska, what is your announcement in Mr. Howard's cases?
Judge, I'm talking to Mr. Ham, see if we work this out today. He's disposed of his felony cases.
Okay, so we'll give you an opportunity to do the paperwork, and then when we're ready, we'll call you back up.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you,
All
Your
right.
Honor.
You're welcome. It's ready, okay. We're in session in cause number 330072, case of style of state of Texas versus Daniel Robinson Holt or Daniel Isaiah Robinson Holt. Your full name is Daniel Robinson Holt.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Holt, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Holt, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Holt, you may put your hand down. How you doing, Mr. Holt?
I'm okay.
That's good. Mr. Holt, you're here represented by your attorney Giles Cole. Attorney Cole, how you doing?
Great, Your Honor.
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Attorney, well. Mr. Holt, I have before me a document that is titled Information. And the information alleges that on or about April 24th of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of assault family violence. Mr. Holt, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to discharge, Mr. Holt, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no
Yes,
contest?
sir.
Okay, just for the record, I swore you in, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Holt, are you pleading, you say you're pleading guilty to this offense? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Holt, I have before me another document. This other document, Mr. Holt, is titled the Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, Mr. Holt, there's set of initials. He put his signature. He needs to put his initials. So you can erase the back. This is an erase on the back,
Yes, sir.
and he could just put his initials there. All right. All right, thank you.
I didn't say it.
No, that's not that. Okay, now, Mr. Holt, on page 2 of this document, there's a set of initials DH on the line that is next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you put your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2, on page 3, rather, on the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document, which is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
There are 2 boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you are waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the discovery certification. Mr. Holt, I also have another document here. This document is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Holt, prior to signing and initialing all of these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes, sir.
to the best of your knowledge? State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. the misdemeanor plea admonishment. State, you like to offer States 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections? No objection, States. Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Giles, you've advised and counseled Mr. Holt. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, sir.
Mr. Holt, your attorney, Mr. Cole has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Holt, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
Your Honor, the agreement is for 90 days in jail, probated over a period of 2 years. A $500 fine, 80 hours of community service, and no contact with the complaining witness in this case, Antonika Beasley. Antonika Beasley, Beasley.
Tanika Beasley. Okay. Do we have a affidavit? I mean, it just. Mr. Holt, the state is offering that you serve 90 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you would not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you will be placed on probation for a period of 2 years. During the 2-year period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $352, which comes to a total of fine and court costs of $852. You will also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. You will be required to reimburse Jefferson County court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. The total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you would have to pay each month while you're on probation, is $125 each month. Mr. Holt, will you be able to pay the $125 each
Yes,
month?
sir.
You will?
Yes, sir.
You will also be required to perform 80 hours of community service, pay a fine of $100 to a family violence center in Jefferson County, cannot have any contact with Antonika Beasley, and you will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Mr. Holt, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Holt, I will follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Cole, could you hand this to your client? I will go over that with him. And Mr. Holt, your attorney has just handed you what is titled the model written admonishments on ineligibility to possess a firearm and ammunition. And in accordance with the Texas Administrative Code, section 176.1, the court hereby admonish you of the following. Number one, you are by entry of order or judgment ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition. Number two, beginning now, if you possess a firearm or ammunition, it could lead to charges against you. If you have questions about how long you will be ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, you should consult an attorney. Number three, under Texas Penal Code, section 46.013, A, firearms mean any device designed, made, or adapted to expel a projectile through a barrel by using the energy generated by an explosion or burning substance or any device readily convertible to that use. B, firearm does not include a firearm that may have as an integral part a folding knife, blade, or other characteristics of weapons made illegal by Penal Code Chapter 46, and that is one, an antique or curio firearm manufactured before 1899, or two, a replica of an antique or curio firearm manufactured before 1899, but only if the replica does not use rimfire or centerfire ammunition. The statutes listed below are a starting point for ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. For more information about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or for more information on how long your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition lasts, the court recommends you contact an attorney. Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.292, Magistrate's Order for Emergency Protection. Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 42.0131, Notice for persons convicted of misdemeanors involving family violence. Penal Code, Section 46.02, Unlawful carrying weapons. Penal Code, Section 46.04, Unlawful possession of firearm. Penal Code, Section 25.07, Violation of certain court orders or conditions of bond in a family violence, child abuse or neglect, sexual assault or abuse, indecent assault, stalking, or trafficking case. Family Code, Section 85.026, warning on protective orders. Now, Mr. Hope, the model written admonishment that has been handed out to you, that's for you to keep for your records. Please stand on the X next to your attorney. You're going to follow the directions of our clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day. And I thank Mr. Cole. This is your only case, so you'll be free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir.
You will sign for me. You won't see it, but I will. Suppose today, so. Sir, can I get you to raise your right hand for me? Do you swear you have never been convicted or given deferred adjudication or regular probation for a misdemeanor or felony in this or any other state? Have any other pending charges against you that you're aware of?
Yeah. Of course, longer time.
For what charges?
Family assault.
Family assault? In
Where's that?
Harris County?
No.
Is it a misdemeanor? You know, remember when it occurred, like what year?
It had to be.
Yeah, they should still be in there. They don't go to lunch.
Court is in session in cause number 329882. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Anthony Kane Lund. We have Mr. Lund, who is appearing in court. Mr. Lund's attorney is Attorney Daniel Barrera, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Lund, how are you doing?
Good.
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. And Attorney Barrera, how are you doing?
Good, Your Honor. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Attorney Barrera, Mr. Lund's case is on the court's announcement docket. Do you have an announcement to make in Mr. Lund's case?
Yes, Your Honor. If you could reset us for a plea date, I'll drive over to Jefferson County and get that taken care of.
Okay, this case is going to be reset for a plea on March 14th of 2022. Mr. Lund, you're gonna get your reset here in court. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day, and we'll see you on March 14th, 9 a.m. Please
Your
step on over there on the X. Yeah.
Your Honor, could we do it the week before?
Okay, hold on a minute. Yes. Well, just do it on the 7th. We'll do it on the 7th,
That will work, Your Honor. Thank you.
because that's 1 week before. Okay, well,
I'm set for a trial that day, Your Honor, the 14th.
okay, so we'll reset it for March 7th of 2022. Mr. Lund will get his reset here in court. Once he get his reset, he'll be free to go. And Mr. Attorney Barrera, your reset will be sent to you. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
You too, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Mr. Lund, once you leave, once you're free to go, you have a blessed day as well. Okay.
Your Honor, I signed it this Mr. Wynn's case today.
On when?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Dustin Wynn, 328934.
Okay.
And Your Honor, also, just as an ancillary note, we submitted 6 motions.
Yes.
One,
Okay,
three,
okay.
4, 5, yep, 6 motions to dismiss on a Herschel Dugas.
Okay. But, yeah, undo this. Okay.
Dugas.
Let's see. This is cause number 328-934. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Dustin Lee Wynn. Mr. Wynn, would you please come forward? Your full name is Dustin Lee Wynn.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Wynn?
I'm doing all right. How about you, sir?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Wynn. The state has filed a motion to dismiss in your case. And the court is signing that dismissal. I'm signing the dismissal right now. And so you'll be able to get the dismissal in a few seconds. It should be printing off. It's printing off right now. You're gonna stand right here on the X. You're gonna get the reset from, not your reset, but your dismissal from our court coordinator. Once you get your dismissal, you're free to go. You have a blessed day. Okay, and your case is dismissed. Okay.